These earrings are always so pretty, but they gonna get tangled every time. Hello, loves. Come on in, come on in, come on in. And let me send this out real quick. I hope that y'all are well. Happy Magnetic Monday. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm going to send this out really quickly. Let's see. I hope that y'all are well. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. And then also, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. And come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. I'm trying to send this out, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. Thank you so much. Where are you watching from? Let me know where you're watching from. Today we're talking about unlocking your inner muse, because you can't afford to leave from performance anymore. Those days are over with. So I'm going to break down some things. Hey, California. I want to break down some things. I'm going to talk about why it matters. I'm going to give you some stats of some things that are coming I don't think that you're paying attention to. And I'm going to talk about the 6 non-negotiable steps that it takes to unlock your inner muse, okay? So I'm going to give you those 6 steps, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how it works and how it's been implemented and all that great stuff. So just really wanting to position you from performing to obtain wealth so that you can start magnetizing wealth, okay? So that is why I'm here today. We're talking about unlocking your inner muse and why you can't afford to lead from performance anymore. Put a 1 in the comments to let me know that you can hear me clearly, and then also let me know where you're watching from. Let me know you're watching from. And for those who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a mentor to women of wealth and influence. And what I do specifically is I support my amazing clients who are high-performing women. I support them in regulating their nervous systems. Hey, Dallas. Restoring their power so that they can lead, earn, and attract from energetic alignment. So what does that look like, and what does that really mean? Okay, that basically means that we support women in rebuilding their nervous systems. Hey, Boston. We support women in rebuilding their offers and their influence from a place of softness, sovereignty, and literally strategic power, which is your authentic feminine design. Okay. And so what does all of that do? Like, what's the point of all of that? That basically eliminates burnout. Yep. You can eliminate burnout. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to be overwhelmed. You don't have to be all of these things. And a lot of those things come from lack of understanding or having a misunderstanding of what you should and should not be doing. Burnout comes from not knowing how to prioritize self. And a lot of women really struggle to prioritize self without feeling guilty, which is why a lot of women tend to come to work with me, because no matter what you do, right? No matter what you do, I mean, you can make a whole lot of money. You can break, all kind of records. You can do all of these things. But if you have not dealt with self internally, you are going to consistently meet yourself. You're going to meet yourself in your habits. You're going to meet yourself in your relationships. You're going to meet yourself in your experiences. And you have to really decide, when you're saying you don't like your life, you got to realize, if you're saying you don't like your life, you don't like yourself. Because your life is a reflection of self. Your external reality is a reflection of your internal reality. And so if you don't like your internal reality, you have to shift that. There are things that have to take place. How do you make a real internal shift? It has to start spiritually. If you want it to stick, that's if you want it to stick now. You're welcome to try whatever else you want to try. But if you want it to actually stick, then, hey, lovey. So if you're wanting an internal shift to stick, there has to be bomb basically given to the spiritual aspect of it the mental aspect of self, the emotional aspect of self, then the physical aspect of self, so that you can see the difference in the financial aspect of self and the difference in the social aspect of self. Okay? Thank you, my love. So, I mean, I need people to really understand that if you really, really, really want to be able to enjoy your life going forward, because we are about to enter into we have already entered into some crazy stuff, but we're really about to enter into some crazy stuff, because I'm going to give you some statistics that you need to be paying attention to, especially if you are a woman operating in business, especially if you are a woman in general, because there are a lot of things that's coming down the pipeline that you need to be paying attention to. So I'm going to get into that today. But clients who come to work with me, women normally have one of three results, or they have all three of these results. Women that come to work with me, number one, they make more money and they work less. So let me just make that very clear. The women that come to work with me that make more money, they're not doing more work. FYI, what they're doing is the aligned work. What they're doing is the work that's actually in alignment with what they are supposed to be doing. The reason why a lot of women are also burnt out is because they have taken the path of monetization that's not aligned with their lifestyle, which not aligned with the vision for their life, that's literally not aligned with their design. And this is how a lot of women end up becoming sick. A lot of women become exhausted. A lot of women become a shell of themselves because they're not operating, okay? Oh, lipstick. Thank you, love. Thank you. Girl, because it will run. But a lot of women become shadows of themselves. So when you become shadows of yourself, you begin to block certain things, and you begin to block money, okay? So, like I said, I support women in being able to remove those money blocks. The second thing, or the second result that women tend to get when they come to work with me, is that women tend to get healthier. I've had clients who have lost, I think my most recent testimony of a client is that she lost 20 pounds after joining my program. The highest weight that a client has lost since working with me has been about 70 pounds. And I think like the midway, I have a client that's almost like at 50. So, and I myself used to be 100 pounds heavier, so I support my clients in being able to do that as well. So not only do they make more money, but they end up getting healthier. Not only do they end up getting healthier, but they end up mastering their emotions, achieving emotional mastery. And when they do that, they begin to attract better friendships. They begin to attract better community. They begin to attract better partners, okay? So that's how I support my clients in the work that I do. So I support them in learning how to lead, earn, and attract according to or from energetic alignment. The reason why a lot of things don't work well with people is because they don't know what works well for themselves, so they're just kind of choosing things, okay? Self-awareness is very important, but a very lost art that's deeper than that is soul awareness, being aware of the mind, being aware of the heart set, being aware of your willpower. When you are clear on your heart set, when you are clear on your mindset, when you are clear on your willpower, you understand your capacity, you understand your capability, and you understand what is going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. The reason why a lot of y'all are just jumping into things and realizing that these things aren't working for you is because you're not even knowing how your soul operates as a woman. And this is something that's extremely important. So today specifically, like I said, I'm going to be talking about unlocking your inner muse, because I'm telling you, what we've entered into within the last year and a half, it's really before that, but I'm just going to stick to a year and a half. What we've entered into in the last year and a half, all that performing, all that hustling, and it's not, hustling is one element of performing. People pleasing is performing. Code switching is performing. All of those things are performing, and that's just the little bit. Being a pick-me, all those things are roles that are performing, and they have a root issue to it. See, when you stop being a people pleaser, you stop being a pick-me. When you stop code switch, when you stop being a people pleaser, you stop code switching. See, all of these things have a root to it. And all of these things are simply just symptoms of a bigger issue, which is the issue of performing. Thank you, my love, for these likes and these gifts. And a lot of us were trained growing up to perform. If you were told and it was drilled in your head, to make sure that you govern yourself a certain kind of way when you get around a certain type of people and XYZ, you were taught to perform. A lot of us are not that far from the minstrel show. Some of us have grown into adult minstrel shows and we don't even realize it. Hi, Lovey. And we really need to pay attention to that. We are in an era now where performing is out. You have to learn how to magnetize income, wealth, and these things into your space. And when I'm talking about you magnetizing wealth, I'm talking about 5 aspects. Wealth, for me, and what I teach, especially generational wealth, it consists of 5 pillars, okay? The 5 pillars are, number 1, financial resources. Yes, you need to figure out how to get a bag without having to compromise your time freedom, which is another element of generational wealth. Being able to own your time instead of having to, allow a company to buy your time is the best bet if you want to thrive in this society. Because most of the corporations and the way that they're set up, they're not set up for you to be successful. They're set up for you to be slaves and for you to become stagnant so that you become sick and you have no other choice but to submit to that system for 30 and 40 years. If you really pay attention to the pattern, you'll see it. One of my gifts is pattern recognition. So it's very important for you to really pay attention to, you need financial resources. Yes. You need time freedom. Yes. You also need healthy relationships. That's wealth. So when we're talking about magnetizing wealth to yourself, we're talking about magnetizing financial resources to you. We're talking about magnetizing time freedom. We're talking about magnetizing healthy relationships. We're talking about magnetizing emotional fulfillment, things that continuously fulfill us. We're talking about magnetizing things that grow us in purpose. All of those things are considered wealth. So we are in a time now where we are called to magnetize these things to us, not to work hard for them. The working hard scenario is no longer up. As you see, it drains your beauty. As you see, it makes you exhausted. As you see, it makes you tired. As you see, you still ain't getting no more money. You ain't getting no more additional money by doing that hustle. I've never seen a person, even when I think about a person that's had 2 and 3 jobs, I've never seen a person with 2 or 3 jobs ever get ahead. Ever. Like ever. I've never seen it happen. Why is that? Because the mindset doesn't change. You just getting more money in your pocket. You think your issue is more money. And that's where I come in. Because I teach energetics. More money is not your issue. The issue is you're not presenting keyword enough value so that people can articulate or invest in what it is that you have going on. But if you unlock your inner muse, and a muse by definition is a source of inspiration, literally walking art. Do you know how much money people pay and invest in art? Muses inspire investments. Muses inspire people to invest in them. And what you have to realize is that if you want to be able to magnetize things and shift your life and really monetize your life instead of having to work hard, then you're going to have to activate your inner muse. You're going to have to unlock her. Because when you unlock her, thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. When you unlock her in general, you will see a difference in your life. You will see a difference in your business. You will see a difference in your relationships. You will see a difference in general, in your entire quality of life. I'm telling you what I know. I help women activate their inner muse for a living. But see, in order for you to make the more money, you know what I'm saying? In order for you to master your emotions and attract better relationships, in order for you to master your emotions, in order for you to get your health together, you have to get to the truth. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be ready. And you have to be committed to yourself. A lot of you are committed to everyone else but yourself. And that's a problem. That's a really, really big problem. Okay? So like I said, today we're going to talk about unlocking your inner muse. I'm going to give you the 6 non-negotiable steps that you have to take to unlock your inner muse. Hey, my love. Let me know if you got your email with your muse codes. Congrats. That's one of my amazing new clients. She actually just signed up for the Muse Activator. And so the muses that are in the Muse Activator this week, they're being activated. They're being given these muse codes for the next 7 days. And what it's doing is supporting them in like recalibrating their nervous system so that they can receive everything they need to receive over the next 6 weeks, so that they can increase their income, so that they can increase their influence, so that they can increase their impact. And I want to say this young lady right here, if I'm not mistaken, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because I remember, and I think I said this the other day on live, I remember, and I don't think you were here though, but I remember when you came into the live. I remember you've been on my live for a very long time. And I also remember one day when you got a better position. It was like a better 9 to 5 position. And you said, I'm going to manifest working with you directly. I did not forget that you said that. I did not forget because I remembered your name. See, when people say certain stuff in here, y'all think I don't be reading it, I don't be listening, but I be reading it, I be taking it in. She said that she was going to manifest. She was like, I manifested a new position. You know, I've been watching you, da da da. Then she said, I'm going to manifest to be able to work with you. Sweetheart, last week when I was resting, she sent me a message. She said, hey, do you still have any spots open for the Magnetic Muse? I said, actually, I have one more spot available. I was like, would you, like more information? You send it so we can send you the link? And she said, yes, send me the link so we can finalize it. Baby, she didn't waste no time. That's why I say, when you are in position and when you are present and when you are operating from the proper space, which is alignment, and you are speaking what is given to you from the downloads that and from the space that you're supposed to be speaking in, you in your own lane, the people who are in alignment with you are going to resonate. And they're going to invest in what is important and what is valuable to them. Now that she has given me her trust, I'm about to change her life. So one of the things about me, if anyone who knows me and knows, and like some of my clients who are even in here, who worked with me before, if you come and you allow me to have your trust, I'm going to make sure your life gets shifted. That is my priority. So we're going to get one of these going. We're going to make some more money. We're going to either get healthier or we're going to attract a better community. Because here's the truth of what a lot of women have to understand. You don't do anything in this world. If you want to thrive in the 3D, how people like to say, or on the earth, like people like to say, right? If you want to thrive here, you're going to need to understand 3 things. And you're going to tangibly need 2 things. Now, I've never said this on live before, but I'm going to go ahead and give you this game. And I really hope you pick up what I'm putting down when I give you this, because I'm only going to explain it one time. If you want to thrive, you need this 5-pack. 3 things internally, 2 things externally, okay? Number 1, you need to understand spiritual law. That is how you're going to create your reality. Understanding spiritual law makes it easy for you to be able to create your reality. Understanding spiritual law allows you to understand what you are constantly manifesting into your life. Understanding spiritual law will remove the victim veil from your head. Understanding spiritual law will teach you how to operate in power. Okay? So when I say understanding spiritual law, I'm speaking specifically about scripture. Okay? The second thing I'm going to tell you is that you need to understand the science of yourself as a woman. You have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle. If you keep working against that, you will have womb issues. This is coming from someone who had womb issues for 21 years. I had an issue of blood for 21 years. My blood was irregular. My cycle was irregular. I listened to the Most High specifically during my spiritual awakening. 6 months later, 6 months later, that was 8 years ago. I'm 41 years old. My cycle doesn't go past 4 days. I don't cramp. I don't be sitting around and I had serious issues. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome in 2004 when nobody was talking about it. 20 years old, sitting in there. As soon as I walk out, crying my eyes out, because what is this? What do you mean you want to put me on metformin? What do you mean I ain't going to be able to have no babies? What do you mean this is the only way I'm going to be able to do this? What a lie. Because I was able to do all of those things. Well, I'm sorry, wrong. Let me not say that. I was able to reverse those symptoms. That's what I mean to say. I was able to reverse those symptoms, and I don't have that. And I didn't have to do those things. I didn't have to do metformin. I didn't have to do. I just had to listen to the one that created me. Let's get into it. And I've supported a whole bunch of other women in learning how to be in sync with their cycles. Want to know how my client lost that 20 pounds? That's how. See, if you sync with your cycle and you eat within rhythm and you understand what it is that you need, then the body naturally does what it needs to do and what it's supposed to do. But that's when you understand that food is a program. Your body runs on a program, sweets. You have a whole internal universe that is happening that you wouldn't even know. It's so many thousands upon thousands of mechanisms and different things that are happening on the inside of you and processes that you are disconnected from until you feel pain in a specific area. When you wake up every single day, if you are not fueling your organs with the proper things that need to be given to it, you are slowly breaking down your vehicle. And you don't want to blow your gasket. If you ever understand cars and you don't get your oil changed, eventually you're gonna blow that gasket. And you don't want to blow that gasket because, baby, you may as well go ahead and get you a new car. You ain't gonna be able to get you another vehicle. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to get you another vehicle. So you're going to have to really understand the science of yourself so that you stop working against your body. Society is not going to teach you or tell you that. They want you sick, stagnant, and shut in because you're an easier slave that way. You have to stand up and decide and make some different decisions and do the research. They're not going to put it on your doorstep. Why would they tell you how to stop paying them? So understanding the science of yourself is very key when it comes down to thriving on this earth. The third thing that you're going to need specifically that is extremely powerful, that I think that we've gotten to a space in society where we intellectualize this, but we're not really feeling this. Therefore, we're not really fixing this. The third thing that needs to happen is that you really need to study the psychology of your generational lineage, your ancestry. Because a lot of us think because we go get degrees and we get educated that we're better than the people that came before us. When you ain't closing no doors, you just went and got a degree. You ain't closing no doors, you just making a little bit more money. You ain't closing no doors. You're not sealing the spiritual doors. You're not curing the curse of low self-esteem. Do you understand it's a curse? Do you understand it's a curse? Oh no, y'all just focused on generational curses in the form of finances, right? If you don't fix the issue of low self-esteem that tends to run in your family with the women specifically, if you don't fix that, leaving her money is not going to fix her self-esteem. She is simply going to take that money and probably trick it on the first man that tells her that she's amazing, she's great, she's wonderful, she's beautiful. All the things that you don't want to tell her. All the things. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. You need to study the psychology of your lineage. See, those are the three internal things that you need to do. Number one, understand spiritual law. Number two, understand the science of yourself. Stop working against it too. Number three, study the psychology of your generational history, your lineage. The fourth thing that needs to happen, now we're going into the physical realm. Now we're going into the physical realm of things. You need two things on this earth specifically in all the areas of your life where you have a role. I'm talking about friend, daughter, caregiver, whatever, sister, mama, wife, entrepreneur. I don't care what it is. Number one, you need money. You need money. Now, you don't have to hustle to get this money. You don't have to drain yourself out to get money. That's a program from society that tells you that you have to do that. But you do need money. Okay? The fifth thing, or the second tangible thing that you're going to need is community. Now, I'm going to teach you something about how people are able to survive on this earth and not thrive. See, if you have community, but you ain't got no money, you can survive, because guess what? When you come together and you have community and everyone is putting their resources together, right? You can come together and you can be community. However, you're only going to sit in that one space because you don't have the resources to move up. So though you may survive, you are not thriving because the quality of your life experience cannot come up due to the lack of resources. So though you may survive in community, you may be okay in that space. You may feel like you're not struggling but in a sense, you're not thriving. And if you're not thriving, you're surviving. If you don't survive, it's some struggle in that. Let's just say if you only have money. If you only have money and you are solely to yourself and you do not have community, there is no expansion of that money. There is no growth of that money because it is literally just you. So if that is the case and there is only money, then there is no way for you to be able to really create impact, to magnify what it is that you have going on. It is literally just you. You need both. You need both. Let me give you a good example, tangible wise. And I'm finna tell you something, and I really want y'all to hear me. And I'm talking to women with this. Do not piss me off, because I'm trying to tell you something with this. Do not, or that's strong. I would not, and I've been married before, but I will not, it's not wise to marry if there is no money and there is no community. You about to set your life up to shorten it, to make yourself a slave, to keep yourself sick. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Because I'm going to tell you what a lot of y'all do. A lot of y'all get married, and then you have children, and you have no identity before those things because you don't know yourself, and therefore you have those things, and then you become dependent on those things to give you the things that you should be giving yourself. So then you start guilt tripping. Thank you, my love, for these likes and these gifts and these comments. You start guilt tripping. You start making the man responsible for your happiness. You start telling the children and the man how you sacrifice your mind, your body, and everything to keep this household together. Because why is there not enough money? Before we had children, why is there not enough money to purchase support? Even if you don't have community, you can at least buy into community. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. These comments. You can, if you got resources, you can buy into community. You can buy community. You can buy a nanny. You can buy support. You can buy these things. So why are we getting married at minimum? At minimum, when there is no money and there is no community. I'm going to tell you something else. When you get married and you come into a space of motherhood, guess what you're going to need? Community. Because let me tell you, and this is not a shot at men. I'm just going to tell you the truth, though. Because y'all might get mad when I tell you the truth. You know why men are able to do fatherhood so well? You know why? Truthfully, they don't make fatherhood their identity. They compartmentalize being a father. They look at it like it's another role. It's a part of their life. It's not their life. It's a little bit more difficult for women to do that because we actually carry. See, when you release something, it's a bit of detachment to it. But when you have to carry it, when you have to actually carry it, it seems as if it never leaves you. You understand what I'm saying? And to have the expectation that a man is going to understand what it is like for you to carry when what he had to do was release is where you're going to hurt your own feelings. See, this is where you need to go back and understand, study the psychology of your lineage, because you would understand that when women came, when children came, it was a village of women rearing those children. Community. But see, because you abandoned your community when you married this man, you want to make him responsible in becoming your community and doing this and doing that. Who told you to let go of your community? You need a community for motherhood, sweetheart. You need a community for wifehood, sweetheart. You need a community for entrepreneurship, sweetheart. For the roles that you have been assigned in this life, you need money and community. And to think that you don't is crazy. Because that is why y'all out here blaming men like that. That is why y'all out here putting all that. They are releasers. They are releasers and short-term thinkers. That's why they don't want to rush into marriage unless they homeless. Or rush into relationships unless they homeless. Because they don't like being tied down. See, when you understand the science of your design, going back to the second point of what I said you're going to need to understand. See, when you understand the science of your design, it'll help you understand how men are not. It'll support you in understanding that you won't have these expectations of them that they just ain't got. You will be able to assess them for who they are and their actual character and decide whether or not that aligns with the vision for your life before you connect. But that's only when you understand the science of yourself. Why are we out here doing things without money and community? Y'all are trying to make them into something that they're not and they're never going to be. You are driving yourself crazy with that. See, when you understand the science of yourself, you understand the way the feminine operates. Even when you go back to the idea of the village, the women were raising the children, and even if they were raising boys, the boy got to a certain age and what he was doing, going out with the men to the rites of passage. See, you know where we lost it? You know where we lost it? There are no more rites of passages happening in our community. That's where we lost it. And we are holding each other in spaces that we should not. Because making another person, whether it's a spouse, your child, or anyone, guilt tripping them because you're not happy in your life experience is ridiculous. Because let me tell you something. See, you lost the plot. You lost the plot. You don't understand the rules of the game. Let me put you on 3 vital rules that's going to save your life. And if you don't learn nothing else, catch this for sure. And I ain't even went into the topic, but catch these 3 right here. Don't ever forget it. Especially right now. Number 1, life is a game of chess, sweetheart. Your moves are going to determine whether or not it's a long game or a short game every single time. I'm going to say that again. Life is a chess game, sweetheart. And depending on how you move in every scenario is going to determine whether or not it is going to be a long game or a short game for you. The second thing that you need to understand and be very clear on while you are walking around this earth is that everyone is self-seeking. Everyone is self-seeking. Everyone. Even the liars, the robbers, the scammers, everyone is self-seeking. Even the good girl who just wants things to go her way, everyone is self-seeking. So here's where part 2, rule number 2 goes into rule number 3. Because everyone is self-seeking, you need to see if the choices of a person who is self-seeking impact your peace, you need to restrict and revoke access immediately for the safety of your health and your well-being. Because if you don't, that person will drain you. You know how the women end up on Snap? Y'all, like, I really pay attention. Do y'all see how the women end up on Snap? It's a pattern. The problem is you as a woman don't know your threshold as a giver, and it's disgusting. But it's because you don't know the rules. Life is a game of chess. Depending on how you move, is whether or not it's going to be a long one or a short one. Everyone is self-seeking. But when the self-seeking gets to a point to where it's a threat to your peace. Why peace, Elle? Because peace is a spiritual fruit. That means you don't have peace that means you don't have spiritual grounding. That means whatever is happening is disrupting your spirit. You're going to let it stay? So you're going to let it stay. You're going to let it keep attacking your spirit until you turn into the demon you despise. You're going to allow that energy to stay in your space and continue to vex your spirit to the point to where you get possessed by the very demon you hate. And here you go acting out. All because you don't understand the rules. You can't. Understanding those 3 rules that I just gave you will help you stop taking other people's decisions and choices personally. It will support you in understanding that nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply are not paying attention, because life is a game. Why are people trying to play me then if life is a game? Because it's the piss poor programming. You want to know why? You want to know why we got all this podcast culture and why all this hate between black women and black men? You want to know the truth of why? It's the programming. Thank you, Dr. Eli. It's the programming. It's the programming that taught us, instead of focusing on winning in the game of life and that we are actually team players, they taught us that we were competitors, and we act like we're in the Hunger Games because of it with each other. So every interaction is slick a battlefield. I'm trying to see if you as a man are trying to exploit me, the man is trying to look at me to see if I'm trying to manipulate him. Because that is the game. That is the game that has been played on our minds. Because it's very easy to be distracted with this, so you can't focus on what's happening around you. You can't focus on life when this going on. That's how they got you. That is how they continue to keep this rhetoric and this foolishness going. So if women don't wake up and start paying attention to how they're magnifying and magnetizing these things into their life, why their life is the way that it is. If the women don't start really waking up to their power, you're going to find yourself in a position to where you're going to be prey. And baby, the savages are out. And y'all don't even realize they right next to you. Any person that looks at you and that makes a decision to take from you, to extract energy from you, to extract encouragement from you, to extract, the wonderful things that come from you, but they turn around and they do not invest in you. They don't see you as a muse. They don't see you as a source of inspiration. They see you as a tool. A tool. They see you as a tool and they use you. And it's all because you don't see your value. Because when you see your value, your inner muse is activated. But let's go ahead and get straight into that. Because like I said, today we're unlocking your inner muse, because here's the thing. Performing is over with. You can't afford to do that anymore. You can't afford to do it anymore. I'm gonna say this really, really clearly, and before I get into this, the pressure that a lot of y'all are feeling, it's real, but it's not your fault. It's due to the programming. You've been managing everything. You've been very high functioning. You've made it look easy. Everybody looking at you like, gone, girl. Behind closed doors, you anxious though. Inside, you're numb. You're spiraling. You're performing peace, but choking on pressure. You're not inconsistent. You're overstretched. You're overstretched. You're not even lost. You're overloaded. You're not lazy either. You're just really dysregulated. That's really the truth. And this live today is going to be your interruption. So while I am activating my muses this week via email and in person, what I am doing here is that I am interrupting the experience that you are having in regard to you performing, because the minstrel show is over. No more performing for people. No more performing for family. No more performing for men. It does not move you ahead. Authenticity attracts. Everything you want is behind you stepping it up into the fullness of who you are. Not who you are pretending to be. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into these stats, because I need you to understand, okay? I really need you to grasp this. By 2027, it says 50% of specialists will need reskilling. Reskilling. Is it too late to join your group this week? It's not too late to join my group. I actually got one more spot because I offered it. But that person already, but you got to DM me. And you got to DM me the word activate. When you DM me the word activate, I'm going to send you the payment link. The payment link expires in 2 hours. So you have to do it right then and there. So, but yeah. So if you want it, shoot me. I remember you. I remember you, darling. So, yep, shoot it to me and I got you. Okay? All right. By 2027, 50% of specialists will need reskilling. Okay? 69 million roles are going to be created, but 83 million roles are going to be erased. You won't survive that wave with hustle. Y'all, can I tell y'all what y'all did? Can I tell y'all what they did during the time when we were sitting at home them years? Because I ain't even finished the stats. Just hold tight. Can I tell y'all what happened? You know, when we got home, we realized we could make money from the house. We realized we really don't have to be in the office. We realized actually work was making us tired and exhausting us. We was thriving. We was doing this. We was doing that. You know, we figured out ways to kind of make it happen when we were sitting at home. And what they realized, that was another experiment as well. They were studying us. They started to realize that a lot of us really didn't want to work, how exhausted that we really were. And they had already had the plan in place to start creating robots anyway, but they really started to amp it up because the project has been going on for a while now. You can look at Project 2025. No, Project 2045. No, the 2045 Initiative, I believe it's called. You can go and look at the whole entire process of how they've been working on this. But the goal is, they're like humans are lazy. They don't want to do anything. And then it didn't help. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. It didn't help that people got online telling how y'all basically running the scam on 2 jobs. Y'all getting online, talking too much really put y'all in the chokehold. They expected you to come online and basically tell your business and tell everything that you were doing. And that is basically what everyone was doing when they were at home. Because why? There was nothing else to do. So not only were you being studied in the space of how well you obey by staying at home and wearing stuff and doing that, but you were also studied to see how you operate in that space. And so them having these robots and AI and all this different stuff, it literally is to replace you because they don't feel you don't do enough. You can't outperform them. You don't have the capacity. So guess what that means? There are going to be two groups that come out of this. One group is going to position their family for forward progression. Another group is going to position their family for poverty. And there's going to be some lineages who've never met poverty. They're going to meet poverty in this experience because y'all are not understanding what they've been doing. You have to, and I even watched the video where the former president, Obama, was speaking about how if you're not at the top 10% in your skill set, the way these AI and things are coming in, you're going to find yourself out of employment. And it also says by 2027 that most people are going to be forced into entrepreneurship. Absolutely. Your business data for them. That's what I'm saying. It's a big experiment. It's a big experiment. All of it. The first 3 years of any social media platform, you better know that they're investigating every single thing because they're doing research so they can start implementing ads around year 4. I do this for a living. I recognize patterns for a living. I'm literally an algorithm cracker. I pay attention to it. You can see it. You literally can see it. And so a lot of women don't understand, like, if you don't have skills, you're not going to be able to thrive. And you need to think about this. If you are a mother and you have children, are you prepared to hire your baby? Do you have something set up for your baby to be hired or take over? Because I know you ain't sending them out there to school telling them that they're going to go get a good job. I know y'all not doing that. I know y'all not that naive and paying attention, especially if you're a millennial. Look how they did us. Don't piss me off. You better wake up and pay attention. Y'all are over there getting on them children about them school grades and stuff like that. And I'm going to tell you something. School going to look real different. Get off them about, start getting them ready. Start getting them ready. They need to have skills. I got a client, I just supported her, baby. She's for your girls who do hair, locks, and all that type of stuff. Women who wear locks, especially the ones that are thin. Women who wear locks are women who can afford that upkeep. If your daughter is doing hair, one of my clients just created a course to help girls, help women learn how to do this skill set. If you're trying to save your money so you can get your hair and take care of your hair, she created a whole 6-week course teaching you from A to Z how to make this happen. Y'all need to understand that education is going to change. School is going to change. If you have a skill set, people are coming and they're looking for you to give them the skill set. All these certifications and degrees, it's about to look real different. And this is coming from somebody who is telling you that. If you need it, Global Travel Goddess, DM me. And I'm going to send me your email and I'm going to connect you with her so you can go ahead and get it. Okay? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I'm saying this to you because I helped her go through the process of even developing. So it's fire. So when I tell you, you need to be paying attention. You need to be paying attention. Here's a second stat I need you to understand in here. By 2030, women will manage about 30 trillion in wealth. Specifically, they were talking about millennial women. Millennial women are going to be the main ones, if they move right, that are going to be managing about 30 trillion in wealth, more than the US GDP. If your nervous system isn't trained for overflow, you're going to mess up the bag for your lineage. If you don't do the work now to get used to making money really fast, I'm talking about somebody paying you $50,000 for this, $10,000 for this. If you don't hurry up and get yourself and really get tunnel vision and get to it, you are going to blow this. You are going to blow this. Can you repeat the women who wear locks? It's a course that my client developed for women who wear locks. If you want to, it's two ways it can be used. You can use it to learn how to do them specifically, because she goes through everything from cleaning to even getting your business together and all that type of stuff in regard to it. If you're wanting to go into business with it, you can do that. And then she also has it to where if you want to save money, let's say you are a mom with locks and you have 3 girls with locks, and you like, okay, I'm spending this every single month. Okay, you get her course, you learn how to do it. Bam, bam, bam. Okay? But that's where things are going, y'all. Things are going into online education. I've been telling y'all. I really wish some of y'all, and some of y'all know I've been telling y'all for years this was coming. I've been telling y'all since 2022 what's up. I even cried in 2023 when the Most High gave me that vision. It scared me so bad. I'm telling y'all, you need to figure it out. And some of y'all know y'all need to be moving to another country. Get yourselves together so you can magnetize the money and go. Y'all are expecting, I got to move so I can save money. Let me tell y'all something. You'll be surprised what happens when you get yourself in alignment and how money will come your way. Do you listen to the people who have the conversations about how they moved overseas? How they had this and they went out there and they just knew. I'm telling you, y'all gotta come out of this, I need to save money and do this. You need to position yourself to receive. You don't need to make more money. You need to position yourself to receive. That means your presence needs to be valuable. Your voice needs to be valuable. Your energy needs to be valuable. It needs to be understood. It's understood so well that people invest. That is what it means to activate your muse, your inner muse. That's what that means. So when I have the program like the Muse Activator, that is what we do in there. We activate your inner muse. Because you are supposed to be invested in. Do you know how much money they pay for art? Doesn't art get better with time and more expensive and more valuable with time? Look at a woman who's taking care of herself that looks absolutely amazing, baby. If there's a woman, I think, and she's like 70 something. I see her online. She looks absolutely amazing. She is so goals, bodies, tea, skin, everything. She talks about what she does. Baby, she is walking art. She is a walking investment. You understand what I'm saying? And that it invokes people to invest in you. That makes people want to invest in you. Oh my God, what are you doing? They invest their energy. What are you doing? So you're doing that. Can you teach me? Maybe if I pay you, do you think you can show me? Next thing you know, they want to give you the money. Y'all out here talking about why men get men to give me money. Men, FYI, men invest in where they see value. C'est la. If you don't value yourself, value as in, what is a symptom of value? Do you know what a symptom of valuing yourself is? Respect. A product of valuing yourself is respect. Showing that you ain't going for that shows that you value yourself. So when you value yourself, like they value the jewelry that they're hiding in the back, in the safe, with the crazy code that even if the robber come in, he can't get. When you start valuing yourself like that, people are more invested in how they can get access to you. They want to know how they can get to the back. Why are you not making it work for them to get to the back? Okay? I need you to really think about this. Women are not thinking. And we need to. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. You are a muse. You are walking art. Walking art. Once you activate your inner muse, baby, the investments come from left to right. Left to right. But you have to get your energetics together. Here is the third stat that you need to understand. By 2030, women will hold half of the leadership roles in most C-suites, okay? But emotional rhythm, nervous system peace, and spiritual integrity will be the real qualifiers. See all that snake stuff that y'all be doing, all that fake empowerment, all that fake mean girl stuff, y'all be acting like y'all really nice and all of that, and y'all really ain't that, you're going to be exposed. See, y'all thought Cat Williams was just playing with you, talking about, oh, everything going to be exposed in this year. Baby, everything getting exposed from this point on. This point on, everything is getting exposed. Period. And I need you to understand that. It ain't just celebrity business. It ain't just celebrity business. The fake believers finna get exposed. The fake believers finna get exposed. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. Folks finna get exposed. So it is best to expose yourself to yourself so that you can free yourself, so nobody can put you back in the shackles, because you the only one, you the one with the key the whole time. You either got the keys of shame or the keys of freedom. You either have the keys of shame because you're a slave to it, or you have the keys of freedom. Whatever narrative you telling yourself depends on, that's the key you holding. Okay? Because I need you to understand that. This is the decade of embodied leadership. That's why celebrity culture is going down. Don't nobody want to look up to these folks. We looking at them like, I liked you better when I ain't know your business. See, celebrity culture is not even influential anymore. I liked you better when I ain't know your business. Are you just like me? See, that's how folks thinking now. But you know what is on the rise? Embodied leadership. People who do what they say. People who live exactly what they teach. Those are the ones who gonna rise. See, that's going to be the new influencer culture, because influencer culture finna go down too, baby, because nobody want to see your lifestyle. They want their problem solved. They want their problem solved. They don't want to see your clean sheets. They don't want to see this. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see that. They don't want to tap into that, sweetheart. They want to see embodied leadership. See, what women are wanting to see now is power. So you're either calibrated as a woman, or you're collapsed, and you're going to get found out in this season. Period. That is where we are. It's a lot that's going to be exposed and a lot that's going to change by the year 2030. I'm telling you. So you're going to need these 6 next non-negotiable steps. If you want to be in a space where you are unlocking your inner muse and you are no longer performing, no more code switching, no more people pleasing, no more wearing a mask, no more over functioning just for approval, no more doing this for validation, all that gotta die. Y'all got a choice to make. Y'all got a choice to make. I have never seen a time in society where so many people want to be so spiritual that they build all these multitude of altars around themselves, but you ain't sacrificing the one thing that needs to go, which is your old self. You don't want to put that old self to bed to save your life, even though it's choking the life out of you. It is the reason why you don't have an elevated quality of life, because you won't put her to bed. Because you scared to put her to bed, because you scared about what you're going to lose when you put her to bed. You scared about what they're going to say if you put her to bed. All this spiritual talk y'all be on here doing, y'all don't know God. Because if you really truly knew the Most High, then you would honor yourself. You would honor yourself. It literally tells you that you are a walking temple. Are you kidding me? And you out here just giving your energy to any and everyone. That is poor spiritual hygiene. Poor spiritual hygiene. These are the 6 things right here that I'm going to give you that you must do. Not a might, maybe, no. It's a must. I'm going to keep it real with you. It's a must. You're welcome, my love. All praise to the Most High. Here are the things you must do if you want to lead, earn, and receive in this era. Okay? Skip one, and you're going to stay stuck. Don't say I didn't tell you nothing. Number 1, you need to regulate your nervous system. If you don't calm the storm within, nothing external will stabilize. They ain't finna take their foot off your back with this stuff that they have going on around the world. They're not going to take their foot off your back with the fear-mongering programming that they put out there. They're not about to take their foot off your neck. They're trying to choke you out, sweetie. Choke you out spiritually, mentally, emotionally, so that you break down physically. A nervous breakdown is nothing but a major crash out. How do we majorly crash out? Because you let too much go on. You let too much keep happening. Because you didn't guard your heart above everything else, because from it flows life. And now your life is not flowing because you didn't guard your heart. You're not listening. You're not taking every thought captive. You're taking it as belief. Oh my God, they said this. Next thing you know, you weak and you worried because you didn't worry your nervous system up. Now you sick. Much service you going to be having going on. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. You're going to have to regulate your nervous system. If you don't calm the storm within, nothing externally is going to stabilize for you. That means that money ain't coming. Everything outside of your spiritual, mental, and emotional, everything outside of that is an extension of those things. Your money is an extension of your spiritual, mental, and emotional health. Your relationships are an extension of your spiritual, mental, and emotional health. All of these things are rooted in how your nervous system operates. I don't think you understand that. And if you need an example of that, how can you calm down and focus on creating something when you're creative, when your mind is flooded with thinking about somebody who doesn't even care about you? So energetically, you spend your time, your energy, and your attention focusing on them, and you don't get what you're thinking about somebody who doesn't even care about you. So energetically, you spend your time, your energy, and your attention focusing on them, and you don't get what you need to get because you ain't did nothing you're supposed to do for yourself. Guys, please. What we doing? Let me get this charger, because I just don't die. What are we doing in real life? Like, we're missing it. We're really missing it. We're really missing it. Let me move this real quick. Oh, sorry. TikTok be making you do these things and it's so annoying. But we have to stop doing this. So regulating your nervous system is not a, I know y'all keep hearing people talk about it. Y'all, it's not negotiable. It's not negotiable. And okay, I'm going to be careful when I say this, but I'm going to say it. I have yet to meet a client who has come to me from working specifically on nervous system recalibration in therapy. I've not met a client who's been able to do it, but I have had clients be able to come and do it with me. I don't know if it's not something that's very specialized. I don't know if it's not something that people necessarily know how to do in those elements, but that's not something you're going to be able to do that, because a rewiring has to take place. A reprogramming has to take place. A recalibration has to take place. That's training. That's training. You know how it tells you to be sober-minded in scripture? To be sober-minded means to be of disciplined mind. Y'all think it means don't be drunk. Be sober-minded means to be of disciplined mind. Means discipline by definition means to train. This is why it tells you again in scripture to not be conformed of the things or attached to the things of this world, but to be transformed by the daily renewing of your mindset. Training. The scripture tells you and teaches you all about nervous system training. How do I know what I know? Everything I teach is rooted in scripture. It is backed up by science, and it is backed up by psychology. I live what I teach. I used to be 100 pounds heavier. Okay? I used to be broke as hell, working 3 jobs and had a makeup business at the time. I used to have horrible relationships. All of that. And this is what helped me come out of that. Activating my inner muse, regulating my nervous system. The second thing was clarifying access. Okay? Leaky boundaries fracture your focus, your energy, and your calling. Bring it back. We're going to say it one more time because I need you to understand that. Okay? Clarify access, which means leaky boundaries fracture your focus, your energy, and your calling. Selah, which means to pause and think on that. Okay? I want you to think about every single time that you didn't clarify access and how it threw off your focus, your energy, and your calling. I know I did it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I know I did it a couple of times. I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, I'm 41. I've lived. I'm still living. So the thing is, if you don't clarify access, you don't guard your heart above everything else, life will stop flowing from that. Okay? Third non-negotiable step. That's important. Because when you came into this world, you had your own identity. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Leaky boundaries fracture your focus, your energy, and your calling. Number 3, you're going to have to reclaim your identity as a woman, because I'm going to tell you why. Every woman has to do this, and if you have not done this, you're still running around with the same mindset, which is why you keep getting the same results. Every single woman who truly is doing her work must reclaim her identity, because society told you to be something different. Society is telling you how to be feminine. Society is telling you how to do this. Society is telling you how to do that, when society didn't create you. So you have to go through a process of deconstructing from society. And I've had this conversation before, I know on live, about for many years I didn't think I was a beautiful woman at all, because I was judging myself based on societal standards. And it was when I deconstructed from societal standards and societal beauty preferences, or what I feel like they were supposed to be. Once I did all of that, then I was able to see myself the way the Most High saw me. Then it was like I flourished and my beauty just radiated. But that's because I had fully accepted the truth about myself according to what the Most High said, instead of what society says. So the thing is that if you don't reclaim your identity, you will still be running on, maybe I should do this so I can do this. Maybe I should do this so I can do that. Maybe I should do this so I can do that. If you don't embody who you truly are, you'll perform to be accepted. And that's for real. Thank you, my love. If you don't embody who you truly are, you will perform to be accepted. This is the people pleasing. This is the saying yes to things you need to say no to. This is the code switching. This is all of that type of stuff. It's literally because you have not reclaimed your identity. This is a non-negotiable. I'm literally telling y'all stuff. I'm telling you, don't say I never tell y'all how to activate y'all inner muse. Don't say I didn't tell y'all. Don't say I didn't tell you. You keep running around here doing what you want to do anyway. But don't say I didn't tell you, because I done told you. If you don't embody who you are, you will perform to be accepted. Be prepared to be a walking minstrel show for the rest of your life. Why? I don't know. Okay? Number 4, you need to be rooted in your messaging. And I'm not just talking about business. If your voice isn't grounded, if you aren't rooted in the truth, your message is going to get ignored. See, if you don't stand on business, if you say you're going to leave and you don't leave, that voice ain't rooted. That voice ain't valuable. That message ain't strong, because you don't stick to your word. This means when it speaks about having power of life and death in the tongue, you don't say things you don't mean. You don't say you done unless you done. See, y'all play too much and be wondering why the folks play with you. You always meeting yourself. How are you playing by saying I'm done with you, I'm not done with you, and I'm blocking you, and then I'm unblocking you, but then you want this person to take you serious and be serious? Be for real. Be for real. Y'all know y'all be spiritually, mentally, and energetically out of order and swear up and down y'all in the right. It's psychotic, and you need to stop, because you're not telling the truth. And you ain't hurt nobody but yourself. You think you playing with that man, but you really playing with your own life, because the universe is an algorithm created by the Most High. And that intent that you got, that you think is secret behind closed doors, is going into the universal algorithm, which is why you're not getting what you want. You playing, not he playing. I told y'all in the beginning, it's a game. I told y'all in the beginning, they programmed you to operate against each other anyway. Here you go playing. And they're talking about somebody played you. No. Nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply weren't paying attention and you weren't rooted in your messaging. The same way I feel when it come down to women that holler about Oh, I'm celibate, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and da 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 da. And then the minute the man don't touch you for 3 dates straight in a row, but the 4th day he tell you want to come over, and you come over, and next thing you know, you let him hit, and you saying, oh, but I was celibate, I really didn't even want to do that. I told you that I didn't want to do that. You're not grounded or rooted in your messaging. See, when you truly are abstinent, see, y'all play too much. And I don't know why y'all tell these lies and why y'all think men are dumb. Men are not dumb. Thank you, my love. They're not dumb. You play these games like you celibate. But if you were true, or you're abstinent, because I'm sorry, celibacy is a vow, so I don't want to say celibacy. But you're abstinent. You're stating that you're abstinent, but you don't have a grounded plan around your abstinence. See, people who are truly abstinent don't go to people's houses. People who are, especially after dark, because what we doing? What we doing? People who are abstinent try to position themselves to not be in scenarios where they're going to be tempted. Stop lying! Stop lying. Men are not dumb. Men know women who really abstinent. Men, they know. And true tea. Now, we really want to get into the true tea. Women who are abstinent, they don't even have to tell the man. They don't even bring up the fact that they're abstinent. Okay? Y'all don't have enough wit and personality to know how to flip it. As someone who understands and has been abstinent, who understands how this go. I don't go on a day, oh, I'm abstinent on this and this and that. When the man start talking about it, of course they gonna start talking about it. Let me tell you something. The trash man wanted, the good man wanted, the hood one wanted, the F-boy wanted. Everybody want the same thing. Can we grow up and realize that? They all want it. The good ones, the bad ones, the terrible ones, the blind ones, all of them. They want it. And eventually it's gonna come up. Don't try to use my line because it ain't gonna work for you. But I'm gonna tell you how I move. Okay? And it's just the truth. You got to find your own energy. You got to find your own way. You can try to use mine. It ain't going to work for you. You ain't going to be able to keep it up, okay? Just telling you now. So, and if you work with me, I teach you how to do this with your own stuff. That's the good part about coming to work with me, because I teach you how to do it on your own time with your own energy. You know what to do. So, if a man comes to me and we're on a date and he starts talking about how he wants to do la 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 to me, da 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 da, I want to do this and this and this to you. And I'm just simply like, do you? And he was like, yeah, I really want to do that. And I was like, well, you must plan on making me feel so safe, so secure, in such a state of stability that I feel so confident and comfortable to allow my guard down so much to allow you into such a powerful portal. You must really be prepared for me. Because here's the thing, baby. Now I came out of it. Now I'm back to me. Here's the thing, sweetheart. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't have to be rude to them. I don't have to be this. I don't have to be that. You know what that man what they do after that every time? Show me what safety, security, and stability look like to them. And they start working hard to show me what that looks like, to see if that's exactly what I'm looking for. We won't even have no more conversation about getting it. Now it's just about, you feel safe? You feeling good? You okay? Everything fine? Is this perfect? This is work for you? Are you comfortable? Are you good? And the ones who don't want to make sure that I feel safe and secure in a state of stability, they fall off. So it don't even matter. A win is a win. A win is a win. Either you going to set this up or you going to get out of my face. A win is a win. Praise God, everybody. Y'all want to go, what you think this is? You think I'm a... Girl, it ain't even all that. The blind man wanted, the trash man wanted, the F-boy wanted. They all want it. Y'all got to wake up. That is base level necessity for them. That's why they're so animalistic in that space. They're led, one aspect of them, they're led by lust. Yeah. They're natural exploiters. That's who they are at core. Until you set up boundaries. Yeah. Literally, that's it. It's really not that difficult. But you plan yourself by going out here saying, oh, I'm abstinent, I'm this, I'm that. They're not dumb. You don't even have to say that, truthfully. You don't have to see that. You don't have to say that at all. When you say it, that's when they try you the most. Because they're like, oh, a fire. Do y'all not think about little boys? Y'all really think these folks are just like, oh, these are grown men? Do y'all forgot what little boys is? Y'all don't got no brothers. Y'all don't got no nephews. Y'all ain't seen no little boys running around. All you got to do is say, hey, don't jump out the window. Oh, I'm finna go jump out the window. Yeah, I'm gonna jump out the window. Don't jump out the window. They putting on clothes finna go jump out the window at this point. You tell a man no and don't do something, he gonna do it. Then you tell that man not to call you back? The one that you blocked? You blocked him on everything, but guess what he did? Found a way to be able to get in contact with you. Because guess what? If they want to, they going to. Okay? So what is going on? This is what we need to pay attention to. What is going on? Why? Be rooted in your message, baby. Mean what you say and say what you mean. If you say you leave and leave. If you say you can't play with me like that, don't let it play with you like that. If you say, this is the small thing. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all be starting off small with the stuff that y'all don't like, which is crazy to me. If you know you're not a texter, stop texting. What is so hard about that? What is so hard about that? It's not hard. I'm not really a texter. And he keep texting me. I'm like, oh, okay. So what do you do when he texts you the first time? Well, I responded and I told him I'm not much of a text. I said, okay. He keeps texting you? Just say, yeah, oh, okay. So how did you respond the second time when he texted you? Well, I answered this question. Why are we responding? I'm sorry. I've already expressed that I'm not a texter. Well, I don't want to be mean. What's mean is me being mean to myself and doing something I know I don't like, trying to please somebody else. I'm being mean to me. You're worried about being mean to them? So it's okay to be mean to you and to make you feel uncomfortable in order to please them when it's something that you don't like. So how do you handle the situation? When I say I don't like texting and you text me again, I'm not responding. But what if? See, I don't operate like what if, because everything that's for me is in alignment for me. And if I tell you I don't like texting and me not texting you back makes you not want to text me back, a win is a win. A win is a win. Why y'all don't see this as winning? Why y'all don't see this as winning when people fall away from y'all? Are y'all that desperate to where you feel like you got to keep everybody who come into your space? No, you don't. Why are you doing that? I'm not a texter. I work on the phone. I work publicly online. You ain't finna text me a whole bunch. You ain't finna call me and just drain my energy. People talk to me on a regular. So guess what? You're gonna have to get me outside. And to get me outside, it got to be interesting. And dinner is not interesting. Let's go. I like activity type of dates. Get into it. I ain't coming outside to have dinner, sweetheart, please. For what? When you're trying to get to know me, you're not getting to know me over dinner. Pick somebody else to play with. You want me safe, right? You want me secure, right? You want me stable, right? You want me fun, right? Let's be very rooted in our messaging, ladies. Be very clear. Because you not being clear is why things are shaky for you. That is a non-negotiable. Being rooted in your message. If your voice is not grounded, again, your message gets ignored. Why you keep treating me like that? I keep talking to you about not following those people, not liking those pictures, not doing that. Message ignored. You text up, you send a whole paragraph. Message ignored. Because it's not grounded. You're reactive. Then they calling you emotional and then you get mad. But the truth of the matter is you lack control of your emotional reactions. Why are you reactive? Why does that person have so much power to make you come outside of yourself? Because you made that person your God. Nobody want to look at it like we taking it that far. Oh, but you taking it that far. You mean to tell me somebody got the power to stir up what's in your chest? Please. Number 5, another non-negotiable. You need to structure with rhythm. Masculine structures are linear. We are not linear beings as women. We are cyclical. We run on a cycle. Men, we both have the sun clock, which is the 24-hour circadian rhythm clock. But women, What we have is a moon clock, which is your lunar clock, your cycle clock. If you are not in tune with both of those clocks, guess what? You are out of balance. The masculine system is linear. You are not linear. You don't work like that. You can't hustle. That whole, you know why a bunch of women are sick like this? Because let's tell the truth. Since we're here, we might as well, right? You know why a lot of women have womb issues and they're sick like that? The hustle culture. Women feeling like they have to do everything and everyone, going to work themselves, to oblivion. You threw yourself out of balance. You weren't designed for that. You weren't supposed to be working hard on your period. You didn't know? Of course you didn't, because all they did was tell you to take Midol and come to work, even though you're cramping. And you don't even realize that a cramp is cold energy stored in your body that needs to be released. This is why they tell you to use a heating pad. You see how heat moves things along? Because it's cold energy stuck. But what if that cold energy is the resentment that you have for your baby daddy? What if that cold energy in that cramp is actually the unforgiveness? See, you don't realize that emotions are energy in motion. You understand? And one of my modalities is that I can tell you how energy, emotion specifically impacts your organs. So holding on to that hate for your baby daddy is ruining your liver. And your liver is what produces nourishing blood to your eyes. So don't get blind rage being mad at your baby daddy, having all these bad cramps and doing all this different stuff because you won't let go. Because feminine women are designed to release, receive, and reject. And because you don't know how to do that, you don't receive and you don't even release. You don't release and you don't release. I ain't never seen a generation of women cry so much and have so much sexual empowerment for y'all still not to be able to release. You cry out so much online without shedding one tear, and you have so much smecks, but you ain't having no rivers of flow down there. Because your tears are connected to your orgasms. If we want to get into that too, but I ain't even gonna do that. I'm gonna say that for my clients. I'm gonna say that for them. You out here giving your body away, giving your energy away. You can't even release on no level. Release no tears or release no, oh baby, y'all play all day with yourself. Crazy work. Crazy work. Systems that ignore your body's rhythm break you down. Systems that ignore your rhythm break your body down. Systems that ignore your rhythm break your body down. The corporate system ignores your rhythm. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. The corporate system, hear me now, the corporate system ignores your rhythm, all while hiring you to do their dirty work. Do you think it's a coincidence that y'all, do y'all really think these corporations really love women so much that's why they're hiring y'all? Women rule the world. Women can do anything, so we're going to hire them. You know why they hiring y'all? Let me tell you the truth. They understand the 4 phases of your cycle. They know you have power moments. They know you have weak emotional moments. They know all of that. And they are using the time. They have so many of you hired that they're using and siphoning all of your energy while slowly breaking you down. They understand the design of how women operate. They also know the creativity and how women expand. The feminine, because let's get into it, the feminine basically means to multiply. There are 9 fruits of the spirit, right? The feminine comes in and multiplies with nurture. She magnifies. This is why it tells you in scripture, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth favor in the Lord, because that woman is a favorite. She's favored because she expands. Yeah. She was more than a fairy. Okay? But because society understands and the corporate system understands how your body works, they hire so many of you while siphoning your energy, taxing on your soul to meet their goals, and then they dispel you. They barely want to pay for any of your services. When you go to the doctor, you got to pay all this money because, they barely want to do that because they want to get you sick and stagnant. So you depend on him. It's slavery. If you've ever been in a job for a long period of time and you've worked around other people, how is your health? Look at the health of the people who've been there for a long time. It's going to tell you a lot about what's going on around there. Systems that ignore your body's rhythm break you down. Period. And do. Same with a boyfriend and a husband. And do. Number 6, non-negotiable. Okay? Rewire your relationship with money. 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 Overflow feels extremely foreign. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. Okay? When the body is still in survival mode. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Overflow feels foreign when your body is still in survival mode. See, if somebody called you right now, thank you, my love, for these likes and these gifts. Somebody called you right now on the phone and said, hey, something just came through and you're getting $100,000 check. If your first reaction is fear, or I don't believe it, or I'm about to mess this up, then you still in survival mode. You're not ready. And you're going to self-sabotage this experience for yourself because you are not ready, because you have not rewired your relationship with money. See, a lot of y'all got it wrong. Y'all know why my client went from $250 to making $8,200 to $8,500 to $9,200 a month? You know why? How that happened? It wasn't because I just gave her this strategy on how she could make more money. I helped her rewire her relationship with money. Her understanding of value and money. And revamping that and rewiring that is how she ended up. She's getting clients at these rates, $2,500. She said, I'm on track right now for my first 6-figure year. So I'm finna have a client under my belt that's basically finna make her first 6 figures. I help women make money all the time. This is my first client that's gonna be 0 to 100K. See, I've helped people go from 5 figures to 6 figures, people who've had 6 figures and go to multi 6 figures, almost $1 million. But this is one I'm going to have from 0 to 100. Just like how I did. So when I tell you rewiring your relationship with money makes a huge difference, it makes a huge difference. And in the Muse Activated, we do that. Because I teach you the levels. I help you break the ceilings. There is a workbook that my clients get in the week 6 of the Muse Activator. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. And it's a big rewiring. If you want to make 100K, if you want to make 500K, if you want to make more than 500K, I show you the spells that are tied to your beliefs that are blocking you that you need to break. Because a money ceiling is a spell. I need you to understand that. If you have a money ceiling in your mind, it's a spell that you put on yourself. It's a program. Much like the program that says, oh, you have to work extremely hard to be able to get this money. That's a spell. You have to do this to get $100,000. That's a spell. And you have to break these spells. And it's different spells. No lie. It's different spells at each level. It's not the same. There are spells at the level of, thank you, my love, for subscribing. There are spells at the level of getting from 0 to 10,000 that you need to break. Spells that are from $100,000 to $500,000 that you need to break. And from $500,000 on up that you need to break. These are internal programming spells that you need to detach and deconstruct and get rid of. Oh yeah, it's one of them. I go through like, in the workbook, there's 5, but that's one of them. Spells of limiting beliefs is one of them. But there's 5 total that I go through in there to support my clients in rewiring. And once you realize ain't no ceiling, the money, once you break, basically, because what I'm helping you do is go up and like glass falling, glass falling, glass falling, right? So once all the glass is gone, guess what's going to happen then? Everything is just going to come in. Everything is just going to pour in. Because now there's nothing blocking your pathway to that. Okay? So that is one of the things that's very important as well. Rewiring your relationship with money so you can receive it without the stress. So again, these are the non-negotiable steps, y'all. This is what you can't skip one. You can't skip one. I wish I could tell you, oh, you could look. Y'all know how y'all like to pick apart and cherry pick information. Don't do this. with this. You need all 6. Number 1, regulate your nervous system. If you don't calm the storm within, nothing is going to be externally stabilized. If you don't clarify access, the leaky boundaries are going to fracture your focus, your energy, and your calling. If you do not reclaim your identity from a society that stole your identity, see, they tricked you into thinking that they are gods because they got money. When it says in scripture, ye are gods. When it says in scripture that you are created in the image and the likeness of the Almighty itself, it literally says that you have dominion, meaning you have your own piece of the pie. It literally means that you have the character of the Most High. You got everything you need to move right. You got everything you need to get in position. Let's go back to rule number 1 when I first started this live. What did I say? That is something you are going to have to understand in this life. You're going to have to be very, very, very clear on who you are. You have to be extremely clear on who you are. Because if you are not, people will tell you any and everything. Reclaim your identity. If you don't embody who you are, you will perform to be accepted, and you were not created to be a slave. You were not created to be a pick-me. You were not created to be a people pleaser. Okay? Reclaim your identity. Number 4, rooting your messaging. Root your messaging. If your voice isn't grounded, your message gets ignored, baby. Stop saying you're going to do something you ain't going to do. Stand on business. This is not the year to not stand on business. Stand on it. Stand on it. You say you was done, you was done. Your feelings hurt, be done. A win is a win. Hurt your feelings now before your feelings get hurt when the real stuff going on and you got to realize this person ain't your friend. See, go on and get it in now. Stop wasting time. Stand on business. If your voice is not grounded, your message will be ignored. And a perfect example of that is never forget about that long text message that you sent that man that he did not read. Never forget that long text message that he texted you back and said, I'm not going to read all that. That's what it looks like for your voice to be ungrounded and how your message getting ignored. Energetically, it worked the same way. Ain't nobody reading all that. The universe ain't reading all that. The universe is an algorithm that responds. I'm not paying attention to your fluff. The Most High had me created me, and I'm talking about the universe. The Most High created the universe to respond. Okay? And I ain't responding to no foolishness. I'm responding to the frequency. I'm responding to the truth. So all that playing with your words, like words ain't powerful, like there's not life and death in the power of the tongue, gonna have you playing yourself. So get rooted in your message ASAP. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Structure with rhythm. Systems that ignore your body break down. Systems that ignore your body's rhythm breaks your body down. Okay? It breaks your body down. Start paying attention to the structures in your life that are in the systems in your life that are breaking your body down. Better start paying attention to it. Is contributing to the fast food system uplifting your body or breaking your body down? Hello, that's a system. Come on, somebody, it's a system. The fast food is a system. It's the industry connected to a whole bunch of other things I'm not going to get into because I don't want to get banned. But I think it's really funny that a lot of these food companies are in bed with a lot of these cancer companies. I'm just be quiet. But systems that ignore your body's rhythm, break it down. Rewire your relationship with money is the last one. Overflow feels foreign when the body is still surviving. You need to be in a time where you're expecting people to pay you $25,000. You ain't got time to be getting nervous because somebody paid you $25,000. You've been ready for this. You've been waiting for this moment your whole life. You finna get that $25,000 wow, and you finna make it hit. You finna you finna do amazing work. You finna get an amazing testimony, and you finna go get 3 more. That's it. That's it. All that extra stuff, that's it. You ready to receive. You done laid the groundwork. Get the money. You sure you want to pay me? Stabilize that nerve, get the money. Don't you want to move out of the country? It only costs this to live. It costs way less to live over here. I'm just saying. Each one of these things, regulating your nervous system, clarifying access, reclaiming your identity, rooting your messaging, structuring with rhythm, rewiring your relationship with money. Each part of these steps are in the Muse Activator. These are basically what we cover week 1, we regulating their nervous system. Week 2, we clarifying them access with those energetic boundaries. I'm talking about with people and with pricing. See, their money gonna speak. People gonna know when they see their price point what time it is with you. Okay? Number 3, week 3, we're reclaiming that identity. We deconstructing, getting rid of it. The world didn't create you. The world can't berate you. You understand what I'm saying? The world is a creation of man. As far as society is a creation of man. Man is a creation of the creator. The creator says that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. The creator says that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. Society says different. Who you gonna believe? Choose your master. Choose your master. And I'm just saying, that based on what I see from society, they always moving the goalposts and switching the game. I wouldn't want to submit to that, because you'll always be depressed and down. Okay? So every one of these steps, literally, are what we go through in the Muse Activator. Okay? So these things are what I've used to be able to support my clients and them being able to double their income, triple their income. I have had clients to quadruple their income. This is supporting my clients in being able to find joy in their businesses again, because they're doing business from a very authentic space. See, when you activate your inner muse, your gifts and your radiance just starts to show. Okay? Yes, love, I am. It starts to show. So, and according to the law of radiation, whatever is within you is going to radiate around you. So if you radiate inspiration, people are going to be inspired by you, and inspiration creates impact, and impact via your influence is what's going to bring in that income. See, y'all missing it. Y'all missing it, and it's in front of y'all face. You know why y'all go and watch people's YouTube for hours and do this? Because you're invested. You don't realize that you're actually investing not only your time, your energy, your attention, but you're investing money because you're paying them. And that is the aligned monetization style for their life. Y'all are missing it. You need to find the aligned monetization pathway for your life, because it's vital and it's extremely important. Okay? So this particular program, the Muse Activator, is a 6-week program, and it's how high capacity women truly get free emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Okay? It's a 6-week immersion recalibration container. Okay? It's rooted in scripture, it's grounded in strategy, it's backed up by science, it's backed up by psychology, and it's designed for women who are done with the hype and the hustle. So my clients catch bags. I say this all the time. My clients don't chase them. They catch them. They catch everything. They don't chase nothing. Nothing. Because there is such a thing called feminine magnetism, where you can call it up to you. Hello? And when you understand how to activate, and you've activated your inner muse, things just seem to find their way to you. Okay? So that is that. That program is $9.97. I have one more spot. I actually had 2 more spots, but it's $9.97. You get a recliner firm and afterpay. If you want the link, you can send me the word Muse, and I will send you the link. If I'm sending you the link, I'm assuming that you are prepared to pay. Once you pay, you get your contract. Then you get your pre-work. You start getting your Muse codes, so you can start getting activated or initiated into this process. And that's really, really exciting. If you're not prepared for the $9.97, but you want to work with me, all right, and you want, or let me say this, I have 2 options. If you are not prepared for the $9.97 and you want to work with me, I have a feminine sales strategy session for $297, excuse me. You can get that with Klarna Firm and Afterpay as well. You click the link in the bio for that. That is for women who want to scale their businesses to making 5 figures a month. If you are in business and you're not making 5 figures a month, we got to figure something out. Did you see with the text? Do y'all see what's going on? Your goal needs to be at minimum $385,000. If that scares you, good. But if it scares you so much, like, oh my God, there's too much money, lead alive now, because it's not for you. But if it scares you and makes you uncomfortable in the sense of, oh my God, like, I don't think I've ever touched that much money, hold tight. Hold tight, because you can, okay? So if we're talking about wanting to scale your business up to 5 figures, go ahead and schedule one of those sessions for $297. You're going to get a quiz that's going to tell you exactly, energetically, where the block is in your business and what's blocking your money. It's also going to tell you the streams that you can utilize to be able to make money and support you, because we need to get you scaled. Because why are you in business if you're not making 5 figures a month? You're going to mess around and position your family for poverty in the name of looking like a business owner. You need money. Again, what I say, money and community. I told y'all, money and community. You're going to need that. So coming into the space of the feminine sales strategy session, I'll be able to support you in that. Okay. Another option that you can get is that if you want a course and you don't directly want, you're not ready to work with me, there's the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint. If you have any blocks around intimacy, meaning love and income, money, the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint is what you need to get today. That's $200. Excuse me. You can get that with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. You click the link in the bio, you get access to the course immediately. What you're going to get in the course is this. Is literally a full-on system reset. This isn't about productivity hacks. This is about mastering your inner ecosystem, okay? So that wealth literally becomes inevitable. So inside, you're going to rebuild your spiritual foundation, okay, for sustainable clarity, because a lot of us have been taught to worship and to praise the Most High via fear. And you need to deconstruct that relationship and get a relationship that's rooted in what's real. Because how you going to have a relationship with somebody you're scared of? It don't make sense. How you going to ask somebody for something that you're scared of? The Most High is not asking you to be scared of him. You are to fear, as in reverence. Fear, by definition, in that term, means to reverence, to worship, to honor. Okay? So that's what that means. So it's going to support you in that. It's also going to support you in regulating your nervous system for calm, cash, aligned expansion. It's also going to support you in recalibrating your feminine magnetism without chasing, without force, without hardening. So if you have attachment issues, that's going to help you deal with them attachment issues. I used to be anxiously attached. I'm talking about real bad. Real bad. Oh my God, you didn't text me back a paragraph. Oh my God, you didn't do this. You meant to do this. You hurt my feelings. Oh my God, I was just like really like insane with it. I am now secure. Okay? I used to be very, very, very anxiously attached. I'm extremely secure. I'm not attached to anything of this world. And in that bundle, I'm showing you how to do that, okay? The courses that you get, deconstruct and refill your cup. It removes what silently drains your capacity spiritually. You get regulation to riches. You understand how the nervous system fuels your income. You get love in the nervous system, which teaches you how to build from emotional safety and not performance, okay? You get the feminine design activation, which teaches you how to attract and influence from your essence. And then you get passively paid, along with intelligence to income, to teach you how to earn without overextending or proving yourself. The Magnetic Wealth Blueprint serves as a bridge to feminine wealth, okay? And is built on sovereignty, not stress. So if you want the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint, you can click the link in the bio and get access to that. It's $200. You can get it with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. It is powerful. It has the most powerful courses in there. There's no reason for you to not make the money. So if you're not prepared for the Muse Activator and you want a course, then most definitely go after the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint, or Monetize Like a Muse. And if you want a session because you're trying to scale your business up to at least you clock in 5 figures a month, then click the link in the bio and schedule your session for $297. Once you make the payment for $297, you're going to get an email with that quiz. Take that quiz, email me those results, schedule your session, okay? And we're going to get you a plan to get to the money, okay? What questions do you guys have for me? What questions do you guys have for me? I'm going to take a few questions, and then I'm going to get out of here. Congratulations to those who have DM'd me. I'm going to DM you as soon as I get off here. Like I said, if you're DMing me about the Muse Activator program, I'm going to send you a link to purchase. Once you purchase, you will get your contract. All of my products come with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay, okay? You can also click the link in the bio to be able to subscribe to my YouTube channel while I'm over there. What else am I missing? I think that's it, guys. Yeah, I think that's it. So let me know what questions you guys have for me, if any. If not, I'm about to get off here and relax. Well, no, I can't relax. I got some stuff I need to do. I'm going to relax for a moment. For a momento, okay? Any questions, drop your questions in the comments. Thank you so much for these gifts. Drop your comments in the, drop your questions and comments in the comment section. You're welcome. You are so welcome. You're welcome, you're welcome. So yeah, y'all. Activate your inner muse. I'm so serious. Because all that performing ain't going to do it for you. That people pleasing going to take y'all down. It's going to take y'all down. You ain't going to be able to do it. Y'all see how they trying to make it so hard for y'all by 2027, 2030? They trying to make it really hard. They're going to make it really hard. And if you don't have skills and you don't have certain things, it's really going to be a problem. This is a great live and reflection of any persistent sessions. Thank you, my love. Thank you, thank you so much. Do you help women go from 0 to 10,000? Yes. The Monetize Like a Muse will help you go from 0 to 10,000. And you get me. Monetize Like a Muse is $497. You get the course that teaches you my signature method that will take you from 0 to 10,000. You get access to AI bot that I created. That's about 10. It's the value of it is about $10,000, and it teaches you how to take a skill set that you have internally. No imposter syndrome. I mean, none. You answer the questions that I have provided for you, and it is going to give you a full-fledged energetic profile on how you can take your gifts and make anywhere between $10,000 to $100,000. That is that monetization. It's called the Monetization Clarity Quiz Bot, and it is going to support you in that. So once you do that, and then we get on our sessions, and you create, or we have our one session, and then we do our 10 days. I think it's 10 or 14 days of Telegram coaching. I'm helping you push that out and set it up. Okay. So that's what we're doing. So yes, the goal, or let me say this, the work that has to be done from 0 to 10,000 requires shadow work. And it requires mindset work. Those are the two main things. So that course is going to support you in that. And then you'll have questions. You have me to be able to ask questions in Telegram and all of that. Thank you, my love. So yeah. If you're wanting to go from 0 to 10,000, definitely Monetize Like a Muse. And then that still gives you some access to me. And let's just say you get Monetize Like a Muse and you decide, you know what? I think that I need more accountability. I would like to transfer over into the Muse Activator. You have the option to take that $497 as a deposit over into the Muse Activator. Once these spots are gone today, with the Muse Activator, the price point is not going to be the same. The price point right now is $997. After this person, or these individuals grab these two spots, the price point is going to be $1,500. So you can transfer their $497 over into their $1,500 for the program. So you only have to pay the balance. Okay. All right. Any other questions or anything? Okay. Anything? Y'all, I'm hungry. I got to go eat me something now and figure out what I want. All right, y'all. I'm not seeing any other questions. Let me get off here and get myself situated so I can eat something. I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing Monday. I'm going to check these DMs really quickly and send out those links. And y'all let me know if y'all have any additional questions. I hope that y'all have an amazing magnetic Monday. Remember that self-care is a key fundamental of every single relationship, because you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself. You should treat yourself exceptionally well, because you deserve it, unless you don't believe that you deserve it. And I'm not here to argue with your perception of self, but I challenge you to really figure out, if that is the case, where that perception came from. Haha. Okay? Because it might just be a program. You're so welcome. I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Peace, y'all.